Well, this is another rant, obviously, and sometimes I wonder, like, it's an interesting thing, how like you see things in life basically, and you always have to ask the question. Not that you always have to, but that's just what people say. You may ask the question why, like why things are a certain way, and it's always weird how things seem very ironic. There seems to be a lot of weird irony with a lot of things, and like, everyone has different spiritual beliefs, and some people don't believe in anything. Some people really don't believe in really anything spiritual at all, and I mean that's their opinion or whatever, and then that's their lifestyle. I mean, I could say there's nothing wrong with it, but then that would go against everything I believe. So I guess I would just say it doesn't agree with me, but that's them. Doesn't mean I'm going to, you know, really judge them for it, because I pick and choose. I pick and choose who I want to judge. I'm not going to judge everybody. There's some people that do retarded things and believe in the stupidest things, but I'm not going to per se judge them for it. I might judge someone else for it. But, I'm saying this to say, it's weird how oftentimes, me personally, I look around and like I see how, in my opinion, how violent and how perverted and how backwards and disgusting the world really is. But then I also look at the fact that, like, if someone like me can be born supposedly inherently evil or inherently violent or whatever, that doesn't necessarily mean that I desire a violent or evil or warlike or antagonistic environment. It doesn't mean that's what I prefer as an environment, because I don't want that at all. I don't want to be in that environment at all. What I believe is that sometimes you're born a certain way, maybe a very different way, but you're born a certain way out of necessity, because you have to be tough enough to survive, I guess, in and thrive, I guess, in a way. Or even if your survival is just self-preservation, doesn't mean you're going to be successful. It just means you'll be strong enough to survive an area. Maybe an area that is completely rough and perverted and violent and antagonistic. Maybe someone doesn't know what those words even mean, but like I said, in areas that are rough, antagonistic, violent, and perverted. So the crazy thing is, I don't really think half of anything or person likes that type of environment. You know, um, but you could be born into it, and you may also realize that, like, when you do your research, and you realize the era that you're born in, or the year that you're born in, or even the years leading up until your birth, you may realize there's things that went on that many people don't even know about, like, not that went on with you. Well, not, you know what I mean, like, not you weren't born yet, but in your surroundings, in your country, in the world, you know, um, there were things going on that, like, and I'm starting to delve into like a genre of people don't believe in like the paranormal, or I don't know what to call it, but all I'm saying is basically when the year that I was born in, there were so many things going on this Earth period that were so unusual that sometimes now when I look back and I see the reasons why people were the way they were, partially the way I am and like the way a lot of people around me were and their mentalities and their habits. It's only a reflection of what you put in. Really, that's the real truth. The truth is what people put in to their lives or this planet, what people, the energy that they put out there is just going to come back to them. And then the sad thing is when it comes back, it's not always what you want. It's not always something good. A lot of times it's something very not good. And it's something very, very destructive. That's something I could say, very destructive.
Oh Lord!
What I'm trying to say is maybe you were born in a very rough area. Maybe you were born in a very perverted area. Maybe you were born in a very dangerous or violent area. Maybe you were simply born in a violent, perverted, and twisted reality, like this world and this reality, you know? So maybe there were so many opposing forces and so many ways that a person maybe could, let's just say, jump in front of you in line or whatever, that you had to basically be kind of on the rough side and you had to be kind of on the hard side, maybe a little violent, and maybe sometimes downright have the potential for complete evil and ruthlessness simply because that's what you were born in. That's the world you're really born in. That's the conclusion I always come to with myself, is that like everyone has their own spiritual beliefs, everyone has their own opinions, everyone has their own thoughts and beliefs. But in all honesty, I'm just still going to believe what I believe. And I believe that the reason why there's a lot of things people would say is negative about me, the reason why I am the way I am is perfectly designed for this world and this time that I was born in. Because someone like me, whether I would have to really get my hands dirty or whatever, knows that at least I know the necessity of being a certain way in an environment and in a world where people, as quick, just like think of it like this, as quick as you would drop an $100 bill on the ground, someone is going to take it when you're not looking. And as soon as, let's say, you go to a Starbucks, the person that's in line first is just going to grab the coffee. So there's no remorse. There's no, what's the word? There can be no mercy or no pity, no hesitation, no leeway. There's no. I mean, those are choice. You can choose that, but a lot of times it's just going to be detrimental to your own. What's the word? To your own progress or whatever your own benefit. You know. So basically, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that, you know, when you're born into a thing and you're in an area and you live in a world where people act like what's the word, they act basically like, okay, whatever they do, like, you need to calm down because whatever they do is just what they do or whatever. But it doesn't work like that. People don't really understand. It's cold as hell in here. Hold on. They do or whatever. But it doesn't work like that. People don't really understand. They act basically like, okay, for instance, right? Whatever they do, like, you need to calm down because whatever they do is just what.
Like that one, fellas.
It's cold as hell in here, so I had to put my hood on. It's just too damn cold. I can't take it. But that's why I have a jacket on. I got a full jacket on because it's just too cold. It's freezing. I fucking hate this, man. I woke up this morning. It was like, in my mind, I always remember mornings when I wake up and it's like spring, summertime, and there's heat. This is fucking ridiculous. But so I was trying to say, like, people act as if, you know, like that are in certain positions. Like, let's say they have certain things in their life and they feel fulfilled. They're like, oh, calm down. Oh, don't this, don't that. What I say to those people is, look, man, everyone has something that really will be the deciding factor whether they get completely pissed off, go on a rampage, turn completely fucking possibly evil, mean, sinister, whatever. All it takes is the right stimulus. That's all it takes, really. You gotta. It's just with a person, you have to know what buttons to push on a person. You know, like, everything can be all good and positive vibes and just living your life and just live and just this and just that. But I say to those people that say all that dumb shit, if I were to somehow take away certain things, it could simply be your housing situation, and everything could fall apart potentially. You know. Now I'll say there probably is some people out there that exist that they could do without nothing, and they would never break per se. Like, they would always keep their positive mentality. They would always keep their, you know, that what's the word I'm looking for? Their logic and dogma of, like, having mercy. Oh, let this person, you know, do this. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about that. Don't, you know, let this go. Let that go. You know, uh, people always have little, what's the word, like, cliches they always throw around. You know, and the thing is, everyone's psyche works different. Everyone's emotions work different. Everyone is a different person. So what might be okay for one person, it might not be okay for the next person. You know what I mean? Um, that's what I'm saying. Just like I know people who they literally have the worst relationships in their life, have all types of drama and turmoil, and for whatever reason, they seem to just always want to have a good time still. It doesn't seem to click. It doesn't seem to be like in their head that everything needs to fucking change. You know what I mean? They need to do a 360, but they just don't seem to grasp that. You know, just like I've seen people do crazy shady shit, right? And then like in their home and in their relationship, they seem to be very calm about things, but then in the same breath, what they don't understand is that like maybe the other person that's in the relationship is going through complete hell. So that means you need to do a 360. That means you need to just do 360. Like it might be hard, it may be not comfortable for you, but it means you need to totally change everything the way you do it because you're not in harmony. What you are is you're on your baseline of like, hold on one second. Let me get some more. Let me get some more juice in my cup. It's not sweet tea today. I didn't eat no tea, but it's some juice. Couldn't brew tea. You know why? Couldn't brew tea because I didn't have any sugar. I'm all out of sugar. There's no more sugar. I need to go to the food pantry and get some motherfucking sugar. So, I was saying, there are people who have a baseline of, I wouldn't say bliss because bliss is a strong word. I would say they have a baseline of calm or a medium, and they can just ride that out, kind of. You know what I mean? They're just comfortable with that because it's comfortable, which is okay. But what's not okay is if the other person isn't okay with it, and the other person is suffering severely, and you know you're doing something wrong, you have to fucking change that. Well, no, you don't have to, but you should. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, I don't know how you'd sleep at night if you don't. That's really what I'm trying to say. But it's that's one thing, you know. But then to sort of delve a little bit into that type of thing is like, then you'll have people who maybe that's not exactly what they're doing, but they've experienced similar things, and then it's coupled with all of this like, let's just sit around and smoke. It's not time to smoke, man. It's not time to smoke. It's not time to sit around and smoke weed and get high and drink. Like it's okay. That's okay. Like you can do that when you know you like that. That's a party thing. Like you can do that when you're just chilling and having a good time. But when there's issues that need to be addressed, and I mean serious issues, like serious issues that need to change, it's not fucking smoking time, man. It's not chill time. It's not let's sit around and lounge and drink and this and that time. No, because all that does is cloud a person's mind, and then now you're in a state of you're medicating, but you don't understand that what you're really building is an illusion around yourself. Because what you really need to do is go straight sober, see things how they are in that state of mind, and then change what needs to be changed from there. You know what I mean? And that's the best way to handle it. So what it is it's straight discipline. It's not fun time. It's not let's have a good time. Let's just live. Let's just chill. No. I mean that's for if you want to, but with me, man, that shit ain't never gonna fucking fly, man. Shit'll never fly. You know what I mean by that is what I'm trying to say is that's okay if it's minor issues that need to change, like dumb shit, little shit here and there. But if it's something huge, nah, it's never chill time, man. Matter of fact, in truth and honesty, I would dare say if those are issues and there's like other human beings involved who are like what's the word antagonist to people's peace and shit, it's time to fucking throw hands, man. Fuck the law, fuck cops, fuck all that bullshit, fuck all this like political nonsense. No, that's time to get old school and get into real reality and get back to the fucking animal kingdom and go out and fuck a motherfucker up. Whoever that person needs to be fucked up. That's when it's time for you to go out, and it's wartime, man. It's time to go out and find a person that is antagonistic to what's going on, what's like causing an issue or whatever. It could be anybody. It could be a person who's an other woman in a relationship. It could be a other man. It could be a person who is a junkie who is like what's the word, ripping people off or something. That, let's say, personally ripped you off, or or someone that was you, like, let's say, using, what's the word, using someone or whatever, and they're like just sitting somewhere in someone's house doing nothing, and let's say they're like trying to mooch off of somebody, or they've been stealing shit or something. Now, okay, obviously there's little pussies out there that are gonna call the cops. Okay, obviously, motherfuckers who talk big shit, but then when shit gets real, they call the cops. But what I'm saying is, fuck it. If you know that person is not gonna call the cops, and they have a big ego, and they're thinking they're just gonna, like, I don't know, maybe they'll just run. But like, if you know that you can really at least make a point and an impact, man, go out, try motherfucker and destroy that motherfucker. Destroy him. I'm not saying kill him, if but if you're capable of that. But I'm saying, go out and actually do something, like in reality, like what we've forgotten. Like, we walk around, we act like, you know, everything's just it's all talk. People just talk. People just call the cops. Everything's no, but in reality, when something's wrong, you go out and you solve a problem. You do things with your hands. You get dirty. You do things. You do what has to be done. Okay, but that's another thing. But I'm just saying, that's what time it is. It's not time to fucking be like, oh, let's just chill. No, 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 no. So what I'm saying is, I say that to say, maybe some people, I'm saying this for people who can relate to things like me, who understand certain things. What I'm saying, I'm talking to people, if they're listening, who have been brought up in an area, in a world, in an environment where there's a lot of fallacy, and there's a lot of what's the word? A lot of manipulation, emotional manipulation. Everything, people say things, but they mean another thing. There's an elephant in the room, but no one wants to fucking talk about it. Everything's bullshit. Everything's fake. And you know that you were born. I'm not saying all bad, but you were a badass motherfucker out the womb. Like, when you came out the fucking womb, that you were ready to tear somebody's head off if they fucked up. Before you even knew what fucking up was, before you even knew, you just knew that, like, man, it's like, when you were a child and you were like, huh, I know I'm a little child and I'm not capable, but fuck, if I could fucking fuck that person up, man, it could be an adult. I'd fuck that person. I could fuck you up, man. Like, if I could, I'll fucking destroy you. Because you already, because it's like mentally, you already know in your mind what's right from wrong. Like, when something's bullshit. When someone speaks bullshit and it's bullshit, you call them on it. And even if you don't call them on it, and mentally it's straight bullshit. They're talking out their ass, and it might get you very angry. But that goes back to, I say, you may be designed for the proper action.
is what I'm saying. You're designed for the proper mentality for what your environment is what I'm saying. I'm trying to say what you put in, you get out. People don't understand that. What you put out at a person, they most likely will reflect that right back at you like a mirror. If you're calm and you take a stance that's true, and I say like true in the fact of that you're walking in a spirit of truth, not deceit, not bullshit talking out your ass, not shady shit, not stab a person in the back here and say this there, because there are some people who do that. But what I'm saying is, if you are truly coming from a place, and some of us like me, I'm not saying I'm perfect or I'm super psychic, but a lot of us people generally can sense the difference. We can sense when a person is being genuine, heart to heart real, or when a person is being like talking shit out, like talking just bullshit, not really talking shit. But they're just like, a lot of times they are talking shit, but sometimes they're just talking some bullshit. Like they know what they're saying is bullshit, but they're trying to lie to you, and it's like a smack in the face. So I might as well smack you in the face, because you're basically, it's like when Judge Judy said when she was a little girl, I think she said it was an uncle or a father would say, peeing on my leg and telling me it's raining. It's kind of insulting. It can be, for me, sometimes it's infuriating, when someone opens their mouth and they say something that they know is bullshit and then they try to act like it's not. And then they try to what do you think you think I really believe that shit that you just said? But the point I'm trying to make is that like some of us are just born just straight up different, man. Like we're not like that. It's like not that I'm all bad or that some people are all bad, but I'm not playing no bullshit. I'm not playing your fucking bullshit, man. That's what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is I'm not tolerating what I know is complete nonsense, and I'm not believing or functioning in a way that I know is complete fucking nonsense. I don't care how uh nice it makes people feel or how comfortable it makes people feel or how what's the word? How comfortable is the word. It makes people feel, because sometimes some people will do their routines a certain way, live their life a certain way. Get up, do the same thing. Um, won't change the biggest things that need to be changed, and they feel comfortable. And then some people, they your life is your life. They'll leave you alone. But some people, they'll really, really, honestly, they'll be kind of, what's the word? They'll have anxiety. They'll be almost terrified of someone who opposes that. I'm not saying opposes, but what I'm saying is someone that wants to try to bring them up, like someone that wants to try to get them out of those type of habits. Some people will be very, very, very against it. When I'm talking about habits that are like self detrimental, like certain addictions and certain life habits, that have spiraled out of control. That's what I'm saying. Things that have spiraled out of control. Things that are self defeating. Like people might have goals, they might have aspirations. It could even be like weight loss or something. And let's say they have put themselves in such a mode of thinking and such a lifestyle that they have made it impossible to themselves. And then sometimes, you know, the thought of something pushing at, hey, you have to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this, sometimes that's terrifying to people. So what I'm really trying to say is this. I'm trying to say, you know, that's some high C or something. It ain't that good. Just saying. But what I'm trying to say is that can be very, very threatening to someone. Like it can feel threatening. Not that it is, because really, in reality, it would be better if you did change certain things. But it can be very threatening. But I'm trying to say, a lot of us are born knowing. See, up here, we're already born knowing what the bullshit is. We already know. It could be literal years of what's the word? Indoctrination, years of teaching, years of schooling, years of supposed what's the word? Common knowledge. Suppose because it's really bullshit. It ain't knowledge. It's knowledge that came out of somebody's asshole. You know, we're supposed to be taught that this is the way this works. This is how it is. This is why it's this way, and this is what you need to do. No, motherfucker. All that's bullshit. Take that and shove that up your fucking ass with no lube. Is what I say. Because all of that shit that you've been taught and all that shit you think you know doesn't mean shit in reality. It's just you think it does because you're that fucking dumb and you're that fucking brainwashed. But the thing is, some of us are born with this big idea of that. You know, like it's kind of like when a child is born and a child starts to grow, there is a level of, I would even dare say, almost psychic ability. Like a child can almost sense sometimes, not all the time, but very often they can sense something that you would never think that they could. You would never think they would perceive something, and they would perceive something that an adult may not even perceive. They might see straight through some person. Like it could be a person with bad intentions. It could be a person that is like saying something that's just bullshit, and it might sound good to everyone else, like they or make people's emotions feel a certain way, and that little kid is way turned off by it because, and they can't even intelligibly form the words to speak why uh it's bullshit, but internally they know it is straight bullshit. You know, it's like they already know it's bullshit. Maybe after time, that little voice, that little intuition dies out because they've been bombarded with a bunch of this existence in societies and worlds, teaching and everything just, you know.
God damn it. Get a picture of him? Yeah. He got a good picture of him. Please ride the fucking store, man. And beat the fuck out of two guys in there. Just fuck.
All right, he's good.
He's out. You're good.
Overrides what they really know is. But, you know, what I'm trying to say, you know, some people look at people like, oh, they're violent, they're an animal, they're too harsh, they need to relax. No, motherfucker, you need to take the fucking blinders off. You need to take your head out your fucking ass. You need to take your head out the fucking sand because you stuck your head in the sand. And you need to understand what fucking reality really is and understand that your so-called moral high ground and dogma is nothing but bullshit. And it's imprisoning you, and it's probably been imprisoning you your whole life. And it's not party time. Well, for some of us it is party time. Some people have fun. You know, it is party time. It is time to relax. You know why? Because you put yourself in a state to where you're okay. You're not doing anything super crazy or doing anything super detrimental or super hurtful to a person. But for those of us who are, it is not party time. That's a sad, hardcore truth. It is not party time. It is not drinking time. It is not smoking time. It's time to fucking change.
Has taught me to say it is well with my soul. It is well with my soul, with my
change, and then you can party. Okay. And also, people need to realize that some of us were born a nasty, ornery, violent, wild motherfucker. You know why? Because the foundation that you stupid people laid before these little people were born, you made it to where now you made it a war zone. So guess what's going to happen? Warriors are born. Crazed motherfuckers are born. Animal motherfuckers are born. Because you made that the environment. You created the environment, and then something just slipped in. You know, it's like you left the door open and something entered in. That's how that works. You know, so it's more or less the environment and the circumstances. You know, that's what it is. You know, now obviously everyone has choices, but the thing is, it's kind of like you can't get mad at a crocodile for being crocodile. Crocodile lives in the fucking water. You know the environment crocodile lives in. A crocodile is not going to get out the water, put a towel on, shake himself off, go to a what's the word? What's that thing? A steakhouse and buy a steak. Are you fucking kidding me? No. A crocodile is going to snap like he snaps shit up. If you fall in the water, he might snap your arm, roll around, and fucking tear your arm off. And there goes your arm. And then, or maybe the rest of them eat the rest of you. If you don't make it. That's because it's a crocodile. A crocodile is born. Crocodile's born with a small ass brain. It's not a. So you got to understand. There's reasons for things. You got to understand, and there's not just there's reasons for things, and there's other types of life. Like other people are different. I know there's people that are worlds apart from the way I am, and they were born into the world they were born into, and I would never try to change them. Now I may clash with them if I was to come in contact with them, possibly. But the thing is this: as long as we all respect each other, at least you could try. Now sometimes there's no getting around conflict, but you can at least try to not have conflict. But so I hope people got the point. Like, I don't know, hopefully maybe this made someone think like maybe they were thinking of doing something, maybe thinking of making a change or something, maybe thinking of viewing people a certain way, and maybe this made you think. So that's what this rant is about. So I'd say, like, comment, and sub. All right, have a nice day.